Greetings. We're here on top of Table Rock. Yes, another Table Rock. This one is in coastal southwestern Oregon, above the Coquille River in the coastal mountains. There are many Table Rocks in Oregon, you'd be surprised. And almost none of them are flat and table-like. About right here is the only real flat spot, and the rest of it is these big giant rocks. Huge formations, but they're all just sort of bulbous and angular and not very flat. There's almost no place that's really flat out here except for any of the sort of logging landings. This is all logging country, and there's a million logging roads all through here. Old ones that are completely abandoned that nobody knows about anymore. And you could drive pretty much almost all the way to the top if you have a good four-wheel drive. But there's some washouts and some spots on the road that are just a little too nasty for my little tiny pickup. But here in early November, the weather is surprisingly awesome. But being November, the ants have gone to bed. So I can sit here ant-free and enjoy this magnificent vista down in this beautiful valley. It's a little breezy up here at the top. It kind of normally is near the coast. But there's this gorgeous valley, if you'll pardon the wind. Looking down here, you have some clear cuts. This is called Eden Valley. There's a little campground down in this area. We have Mountain Boulevard and Sawtooth Peaks. Of course, looking out west towards the coast, and just out here is Gobbler's Knob. You can see there's these sort of giant, ooh, there's a breeze, rocks that sort of escarp all up here. You can sort of see it poking up here, and it's all cliffy and steep up here. As you drive up, you look up to your left and you can see way down there's the trees. So it's a little steep, a little precipitous, but it's really kind of cool. I don't know what these kind of rocks are, but they have, where did I see that? A lot of different stuff included in them, which means they're probably some sort of sedimentary rock. Like, see here, that's embedded, but it's loose and there's little rocks in it. So these might have come from the ocean. You never know. It sort of sandstony in places. It's very pretty. You could explore all around here. There's all sorts of little rocks and nooks and crannies and stuff, and as you can see, very rocky and interesting, very steep and treacherous, and definitely avoid any rainy seasons. The roads get really bad out here on the coast in the rainy season. They get washed out, they get muddy. It can be a little treacherous. But this was a fun little trip here. Made it about maybe a mile up the road before we got to a washout, and ended up walking the last 2 miles up the old logging road. And it's really neat. There's even cell service up here, so you could Skype someone. I'm on Table Rock. Guess which one? The only flat one is in the Rogue Valley. Those two in the Rogue Valley. Oh, looky there. There's a little mountain peeking up way up there on the horizon. I wonder what that is. Huh. I'll have to check on the map. There's another little tiny one poking up way out there. You can see pretty far. Surprisingly, we're up at maybe 3,800 feet. Oh, that breeze is not fun. Blowing me out. But there's more rocks going through there, and you can see it's steep and very cool. But this one here kind of takes the cake. This big sort of thumb sticking out here. That's pretty neat. And the only drawback to this whole experience is the prevalence of clear cuts everywhere, but that's logging country in Oregon. But you can sure see a lot of, ooh, there's a strong breeze. There's a little finger sticking out over there that's just like jutting out, kind of like this one. Wow, it's quite pretty country up here. But the coast is a very, very pretty country. You've got all the beautiful coastal forest back in here that you can walk through with all the myrtles and oh yeah, beautiful, beautiful forest. These moss-covered trees. I always love that. So besides a little pretty walk in the woods amid, there's a few old growth, so you get to see some older forest as you walk through here. And come out here to this incredible little vista point on top of Table Rock. Maybe perch yourself out on the end there and just kind of be quiet for a moment. I think it's time for yours truly to take my quiet moment over there We want to thank you very much for joining us here on top of yet another Table Rock out here in southwestern Oregon along the Coquille River after the ants.